Hi, this is Mike back with another video. So today we're going to ask the question, can you eat fruit on a keto diet plan? So you need to be aware that fruit tends to have a higher carbohydrate content than most vegetables do, and that's because of the naturally occurring sugars, and they're sweeter after all. But that doesn't mean you should avoid them. If you're watching your carbohydrate intake, then some fruit has a higher water content and therefore fewer carbs per serving. But inevitably, when it comes to the keto diet, people ask if they're allowed to have fruit on their plan. Well, the simple answer is that you don't have to give up fruit completely just because you've decided to adopt the keto lifestyle. After all, fruit, of course, is a natural part of a healthy, balanced diet, and they offer many health benefits. But since the keto diet does focus on a low-carb eating, what you have to do in order for the fruit to fit into the limited carbs is make informed, smart choices. So in this video, I'm going to help you make an informed decision today. All it means is finding the fruits that are as low in carbs as possible. So some fruits are going to be better for your carb count than others, of course. And just as a side note, there seems to be some advice going around that if you want to stay in ketosis, you have to avoid all fruits, but that's not the case. You do have to compare the fruits that you pick with the amount of carbs as well as natural sugars that they contain. Thankfully, not all of them are high in carbs. So let's start. Watermelon. Oh yes, the fruit of summer. It scores lowest in carbohydrate content, packing only 7.55 grams per 100 gram of fruit. It's also high in vitamin A and has a high water content, making it a great high volume food because it will fill you up while providing fewer calories. Let's take a look at strawberries. Berries are a popular choice for people watching their carb intake, and strawberries are low in carbs. For each 100 gram of strawberries, you'll get just 7.68 grams of carbohydrate. They're also an excellent source of potassium and vitamin C. Next, avocado. Well, here's a surprise, avocados are a fruit and they have relatively low carbohydrate content to boot. For every 100 grams of avocado, you'll get an estimated 8.64 grams of carbohydrates. In addition, you'll get healthy monosaturated fats, just what you need on a well-balanced keto diet plan, also known to be good for heart health amongst other things. Next up, honeydew. Another healthy melon. Honeydew comes in at 909 grams of carbohydrates for every 100 gram. It's also an excellent source of vitamin C as well as potassium, an electrolyte you need to maintain good blood pressure, pH balance and a healthy metabolism. Next up, blackberries. For some people, constipation can be an issue on a keto diet, and while there are a few possible reasons, generally not enough fibre is high on the list. That's why eating fibre-rich plant-based foods like blackberries is important. 1 cup of blackberries has nearly 8 grams of fibre, which is about a third of your recommended daily value. Also, 1 cup of blackberries has 6 grams of net carbohydrates, which fits into the diet perfectly. But what I usually recommend that people consume 1/4 cup, which is only 1.5 grams of net carbs, plus you're still getting important fibre in your diet. Next up, raspberries. Scoop up about 1/4 cup of raspberries and you'll get about 1.5 grams of net carbs, and that's about 10% of most keto followers' daily carbohydrate allowance. But you'll also be getting a solid amount of vitamin C and K. There doesn't seem to be anything that raspberries taste bad with. The good news is you can have them every single day. Next up, peaches. A juicy and sweet treat. Peaches, surprisingly, don't have too many carbohydrates. For every 100 grams of fruit, you'll get 9.54 grams of carbs. So for a low carb snack, try serving them up with some cottage cheese. Next up is coconut. Coconuts are a definite go for the keto diet. 1/2 cup of coconut has 13 grams of healthy fat and about 2.5 grams of net carbs. So you can either buy an entire coconut and scoop out the flesh yourself, or you can buy it dried or canned. Here's a top tip: if you do opt for the canned variety, just make sure no extra sugar has been added. Next up is olives. And yes, technically olives are categorised as a fruit. These salty little snacks are also pressed to release the healthy fats inside to make extra virgin olive oil. So it shouldn't be too surprising that these antioxidant packed bites boast around 10 grams of keto healthy fats per serving. And about 4 or 5 in your palm only has 3 grams of net carbs. Next up is lemon. You may not think of eating a lemon, but it is a fruit you can have on a keto diet. And most people wouldn't think of consuming a lemon by eating it, but it is great for a pre-keto spritz drink to give it a citrus flavour but without the carbs. So when consuming fruit, just remember that the keto diet isn't so different from any other carb limiting diet. You just need to aim for the fruits that give you the lowest amount of carbs for the biggest health benefits. So I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please subscribe, comment, like and smash that notification bell to keep updated. This is Mike. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.